Hey, welcome to Mama Mandala, where magic is somatic. I'm Hagar. Thank you so much for joining me. This practice, this contemplation, is an invitation into darkness as a source of nourishment, as the liminality that gives birth to something new, as a threshold that we walk through and leave behind something, a pattern, a moment in life, something in us, a quality that we wish to compost and turn into nourishment for the next phase in our lives. I'm releasing this during the season when the days are getting shorter and shorter, darker and darker, darkness expands. And the darkness has been demonized for so long, for a few thousand years with the patriarchy, but it's an invitation into empowerment. We don't have to look at it as something bad. We call these times that we're living through right now dark times, right? We turn the darkness into something problematic. And there's something in that I gotta say, I gotta point out, that's a little bit racist, right? The light, the brightness is associated with the good, the dark is associated with something that's not good. So let's reframe that, let's reorient ourselves and learn to make the darkness or receive the darkness or turn toward the darkness as this powerful gift, the gift through which we get to dissolve some of the things that don't really work for us and for the collective. And like the womb, right? All of life starts in the darkness of the womb. All this universe began in this, well, we don't know exactly what it was, but light emerges from darkness. Darkness is the source of our being. And there are beautiful, powerful, incredible goddesses from ancient times that we can work with, that we can play with, that we can receive into our bodies and into our minds, our meditative spaces, as resources to help us ground in our power and in our ability to create something new. Okay, so go ahead and stand in Tadasana, in mountain pose, with your feet as wide as your hips, and feel the ground beneath you. Feel the darkness of the soil, pulling your feet into it like the roots of a tree, and allow the mycelium, the bacteria, all the life that goes on beneath the surface to connect you, to nourish you, and to integrate you with something greater than yourself. Inhale and reach your arms up. Keep your feet rooted. Exhale and release your arms. Circle them around you. We're creating a circle around ourselves, a circle of protection. Inhale and reach your arms up. A circle so that within which we can do deep work of release. Exhale and release your arms by your sides. And if you haven't yet, bring a tone to the back of the throat and inhale, reach your arms up. So that your breath makes this resonant sound. Exhale and circle your arms around you. Reach your arms up, deep breath. And with an exhalation, bend your knees and bring your hands to your thighs, your lower thighs, toward your knees. And then inhale, reach your hips back and your chest forward. And exhale, look in towards your navel and round your back. So you're doing cat and cow-like movement, but here in a variation. Inhale, hips back, chest forward of Utkatasana. Exhale, round your back. And Utkata is translated as fierce from Sanskrit. Inhale, hips back, chest forward. So how do we connect to fierceness as something healthy, to the primal energy of our being as something that we need? Inhale one more time, hips back, chest forward, and then with an exhalation, keep your hips back And send your chest down toward your knees so that your belly rests on your thighs, and bring your fingertips to the floor. Now, if your lower back is really tight, your hamstrings are really tight, touching the floor might not be the greatest thing for you, even if your knees are bent. And you can put your hands on blocks if you would like, or even on a couch or a chair or a bench or a table, something to help support you so that you're not hurting yourself. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine, keep your knees bent for the first one. And exhale, fold slowly back in. Inhale, look forward, hips back, chest forward. With an exhalation, as you fold back in, you can stretch your legs straight or straighter, up to you. But you can also keep your knees bent if that's better for your body today. Inhale, hips back, chest forward, lengthen your spine. And with an exhalation, fold back in. Bring yourself into yourself. The darkness is the unconscious. It's the stuff that we tend to not look at. We don't want to look at. We don't even know that is there. And part of it is collective and part of it is personal. We have stuff in our shadows that are individually ours, and there are stuff in the shadows that belong to the collective. Bend your knees and reach your hips back and your chest forward, and circle your arms and rise all the way up with a deep inhalation. As you exhale, join your hands and slowly lower your hands through the front of your face to the front of the heart into Anjali Mudra. Anjali is an offering in Sanskrit, making an offering with your hands to the depth of you. Our depth is dark, like the depth of the ocean. Release your arms and separate your feet wide. Interlace your fingers behind your back, and if you can't interlace your fingers, that's not so good for your shoulders. You can grab a strap. You can even hold just a scarf or shirt behind you. Deep breath, reach your arms back. Feet parallel for this one. Ground your feet into the earth and exhale. Fold forward. You can bend your knees if needed to fold all the way in. If legs straight feels good, go for it. Slow breath as you stretch your arms over your head. And connect to yourself deeply. Working with the darkness is an invitation to connect to all the parts of ourselves, because the parts that are in the dark are usually the parts we send to exile, the part we don't want to associate with. Slowly release your hands, bend your knees. Place your hands above your knees on the lower thighs. Inhale, reach your chest forward and your hips back. And turn your toes out. So this is goddess pose, but supported with your hands. Take one shoulder forward, the other shoulder back, and turn your chest a little bit in one direction. It doesn't matter right now which one. Slow breath, and then go the other way. Switch. So the other shoulder forward and the other shoulder back, and chest turning to the other side. I'm moving my hips a little side to side. The darkness is the invitation to listen. It increases our connection to our instincts. Our primordial energies live in the dark. Slowly bring yourself to center. Right? And with deep listening, we notice what our bodies need. Reach now your spine long, so you're in goddess pose, and reach your arms all the way up with a circle. And then with an exhalation, stretch your legs straight and reach your arms forward in front of you. Now we're going to break the breath into 3 parts. The inhalation, 2 parts. The exhalation, second part. Here's the thing. This is a little bit of an intense breath work, and it's a 3-part breath. And you can do this slower than what I'm going to do if you need to support yourself a little bit more. So really listen to what you need, okay? More intense is with mouth open. That's what I'm going to do. But you can do that with your mouth closed if you need to, through the tone in the back of the throat, to give yourself a little bit more of a gentle way into it if that's what you need. Okay, we're going to break it into 2 parts on the inhale. So half of the way up into the belly with your arms going forward, into your chest, Arms all the way up, maybe bend a little bit more deeply. And exhale the arms in front of you to stretch your legs straight. Half up, all the way up. Down and out. Into the belly, arms forward. Into the heart, arms up. And then legs straight and lower the arms. We're going to do that a few more times. Keep going. This is a way for us to create a bit of a release, to clear ourselves a little bit of things that are holding us back. That's the invitation of the darkness. What needs to be sent into the soil for composting? 3 more. And I don't know how to count. I think that was 3. Bend your knees again. Deep breath. Arms out to the sides. And with an exhalation, bring your right forearm to your right thigh and stretch your left arm up and over your head. Deep, slow breath. In and out through the nose again. Press your forearm into the thigh to create a little bit of a lift between the right waist and the right thigh, and turn your chest up to the sky. But as you turn your chest up to the sky, create strength by pulling the whole left side of your body toward the right. So as you turn your chest up to the sky, the front of the hip bone on the left side, the sides of the ribs on the left side, pull down toward the earth towards the right side as you turn your chest up. Inhale, back up, arms out to the sides, and exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right arm over the head. Meet the intensity. If you feel a burning sensation in your thighs, that's part of the deal, right? The intensity is something we tend to turn ourselves away from. We don't want to. It's not comfortable. Slow breath. The other side of that, the shadow of that, is that in a capitalistic culture, slow breath, our tendency is to push ourselves too hard. So find a place where you allow yourself, I'm going to say it, where you allow yourself to be triggered, right? To be uncomfortable. Because there is no growth without stressing the vine, without challenging ourselves. We gotta be in a place where we can meet challenges, where we can meet something that scares us and not fully be pulled away from it, right? And don't push yourself too hard. Listen deeply, carefully to what you need. Not just to what you want, what you need. Do you need a little more challenge? Do you need to bend your knees a little more deeply? Do you need to turn your chest up more toward the sky? Do you need more engagement in the abdominal region, pulling the whole left side or the right side, of your body towards the left? Inhale, back up. Exhale, stretch your legs straight, turn your toes forward, interlace your fingers behind your back with the opposite index finger on top than the way you did that before. A little bit more dark, right? A little bit less familiar, less known. Stretch your arms behind you, deep breath in. And exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees on your way down if you need to. Stretch your arms over your head. And of course, like we did when we did that before, if you need to hold a strap or a scarf or a shirt, instead of interlacing your fingers, do that. The way to know is that if your shoulders are really moving forward and you're not getting a stretch, it actually feels like a tightness, then you need something else to hold on to rather than your own hands. With an inhalation, slowly bring your fingertips to the floor and look forward. And then place your left hand in the middle, kind of like creating a triangle between your feet and your left hand. With an exhalation, with your right arm up to the sky, and twist your chest to the right, but with the right side of your hip, the right hip, and the ribs pull to the middle, pull toward the center. The darkness is the places of resistance, right? Turn your chest up to the sky. It's the places like the dark phase of the moon. It's the spaces, the times that are full of rage and maybe depression and a lot of grief and resistance. It's the stuff that are harder to deal with, and yet they hold in them. Inhale back to center, right hand in the middle and a little more forward, left arm up into a twist. Those times hold in them great wisdom. We just have to be in the dark to learn to listen, right? Because when the light is on, we're not really listening so much. We're seeing, right? We're moving around the world and we're functioning from a different place that is also really important. I'm not speaking against the light. We just have to learn to weave both and not leave any part of us like unintegrated. We want to disintegrate certain things. Turn your chest for another exhalation up. Bring your hand to the center and fold in. We want to disintegrate as in break down. Inhale, bend your knees. Chest forward, hips back, come all the way up. But we don't want to be not integrated. Exhale. Your hands to the heart, to the offering of the heart, to Anjali Mudra. Offering yourself to the spaces of in between, to moments of transition, to times of struggle and challenge. And bring your feet toward each other and shake them out. Shake out your hands as well. And bring yourself to lie on your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Slow breath. Move a little bit back, side to side on your back. Deep breath through the tone in the back of your throat. With an exhalation, take your knees to the right and open the left arm to the left and ground the left shoulder into the floor. You are holding on to the outside of your left knee, or you can kind of hold the top part of above your knee, so the lower part of your thigh. Pull on it a little bit, and as you turn your chest to the left. So how do we break things down in the soil, in the darkness of the soil, allowing things to return to the ground, to the earth, to be the nourishment for the next phase? When we do that, we integrate all of our parts because they're not in exile, they're in purpose. You find a way to I'm going to even dare to say, to love the parts that need change. Bring yourself back to center. And that might not always be the thing. I'm taking myself a little bit back from what I said. Take your knees to the left and open the right arm to the right. Because we're not always going to love all the parts. But we need to learn to live with the parts that we don't love. We don't have to love, I was going to go political, but I'm not going to say it. We don't have to love them, but we have to learn to live with them. How? How do we do that? How do we send the racism, the anti-Semitism, the bigotry, the xenophobia, the cruelty down into the soil for breaking down so that it can nourish the next phase where we are becoming more, like all the words that are coming to me are not the words that I want to use. Inhale your knees back to center. I was going to say more loving, but I don't want to simplify it for us too much, right? Bring your feet down to the floor. Decent. More decency. Where everybody has room. where all the opinions have room except for the opinions that take away people's rights, right? Bring your right foot outside of your left knee, flex the foot, bring your knee into your chest, interlace your fingers behind your left thigh, and use your right elbow against your right thigh or knee, press them into each other. Slow breath. And you might think to yourself, what does that have to do with the darkness, with this contemplation, with this sacred threshold that we are walking through? We're creating sacred space and you're bringing the world in. Yes. In my humble opinion, in my own practice, I don't leave the world out. This is not time away from things. This is time to bring everything in and mix it and stir it. Our yoga practice, our ritual, our contemplation, our meditation, that's our cauldron of transformation and regeneration. Now, stretch both of your legs straight. Your right leg, you're going to send down to the earth. Flex both of your feet and press your right thigh now down into the floor as your left thigh presses into your hands. Now, if this is too much for you, my dear, bend your left knee and bend your right knee. So with your right foot, put that on the floor, bend your left knee. So you don't have to do it with your legs straight. You can keep them bent for less intensity, for an unhealthy intensity. Just back off. Keep breathing. But if it feels okay for you, if it challenges you in a way that helps you develop, grow, expand, then challenge yourself a little bit. Slow breath. Right thigh presses into the earth, left thigh presses into your hands, both feet flexed, breath deep. Bend your right knee, bend your left knee, place your left foot outside of your right knee, flex the foot so your knee is safe, bring your right knee into your chest. So engaging your left foot, spreading your toes, pull the toes toward the knee, particularly the pinky toe side of your left toes, pull toward your knee. If you start to see the sole of your foot, that's your foot sickling, so that's not good for your knee. So make sure you send the inner edge of your left foot away from you, toward the right side of the room you're in. And push your right thigh into your hands. The right elbow bent. Push the thigh or knee and elbow into each other and breathe. So turning the dark, or turning toward the dark as nourishment, as something to empower us, as a place, a source of strength and intuition, right, of deep listening. I don't mean for us to bypass the hardship, not at all. I want us to go into it with more wisdom and draw and pull from it more wisdom, more strength. It's not like, oh, great, I'm going through a really difficult time. That's my opportunity to be better. Yeah, sure, that's wonderful if we can have that kind of attitude, but we don't always feel that way. And I want us to stay authentic and true to our experience. Stretch your right leg straight up, right foot reaches towards the sky, and stretch your left foot all the way, your left leg straight, your left foot away from your head. Slow breath. And again, if you need a reminder, if you need to, bend the left knee, place your foot on the floor, bend your right knee a little bit so that your hamstrings are not screaming. You want them to speak, but not scream. Slow breath. Stay rooted in your breath. Let the darkness envelop you, hold you, be supportive. There are goddesses in the dark that are archetypes of challenge but of support, like Kali. She's the dark mother of the Hindu tradition, all embracing, ferocious as fuck, you know? She wears skulls, her tongue is lolling, she's dripping blood, she's naked, covered in ash. She's not for the faint of heart, right? Like, she is intense. She's the intensity of you, but she's also the ferocity that holds you and keeps you safe, protected from your own demonic energies. And then bend your right knee, bend your left knee, place both feet on the ground, and place your hands on the tops of your thighs and root the thighs towards your feet. Push them towards the feet. Move the knees a little side to side, the hips a little side to side. And then roll to your side and bring yourself into a seated position. There's goddesses like the pre-Greek Hecate, who is the goddess of the crossroads, of transitions, of the threshold, invoked in the liminality of the dark phase of the moon, of the dark phase, the dark moon of the year, right? When we're moving toward winter solstice and the days after winter solstice. Bring your thumb right now, bend your ring finger toward the root of your thumb, and then place your thumb on the knuckle. So you're not, it's not tip of finger to tip of finger. It's your thumb to the top knuckle right there, all right? And reach your arms up to the sky. Slow breath. If arms to the sky is too intense for you, you can have your hands on your belly. And Hecate holds a torch so that she can guide us through dark times, through dark passageways, through underworld periods when we shed and die and compost things so that we can reemerge. Deep breath into your belly. And then push the air out and pull the belly in. And push the air out and pull the belly in with a tone in the back of the throat. This is breath of fire, Kapalabhati, shining skull breath. And the mudra that you're doing, keep breathing, breath of fire. The mudra that you're doing, this is Agni mudra, the mudra of fire. We're lighting up Hecate's torch to help us see our way, navigate our way through the dark. And if you can go a little faster with your breath, you can go a little faster with your breath. Pull the belly in, push the air out. And then push the air out, all the way out. Or hold the air out for just a moment before you breathe in, and then deep breath in. And exhale, let your hands release like ashes falling onto you so that it can be repurposed. Nourishing the ground. Whatever was burnt can now nourish the new cycle of growth. We'll chant the bija mantra of Kali, Klim, K-L-I-M, Klim, the bija of Kali, the seed, bija is seed in Sanskrit, of Kali, goddess of darkness and ferocity, who slays demons, but really her slaying is her ability to assimilate their blood to make that which we tend to think of as demonic, as to learn to assimilate it, to learn to digest it, to let it become a part of us. We can't just push the darkness away. So she's the darkness that holds all the darkness, so that there can be room for the light to spark the night sky. So her bija is Klim. All the teachings of Kali are held in this mantra. We can go deeper into her another time. Deep breath in. Klim. Wow, my voice is breaking. One more deep breath. And when our voice is breaking, it's a reminder that the universe is ever breaking, that we are ever breaking. And in the process of breaking, we create, we regenerate who we are and what the world is. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was meaningful, helpful in some way. If it was, put a like on this video. That helps me so much. That helps more people discover this practice, this channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel, because that also helps other people to find the channel. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my SUBSTACK. I'll leave a link for you in the description of the video. And if you are into Muse as medicine, creativity as a way to deal with what's happening in the world, to move through what's happening in your life, this SUBSTACK is for you. Every Monday, I drop Muse medicine in your mailbox, and it is a rich archetypal exploration. If you've enjoyed this touching Hecate a little bit, touching the dark goddess, touching liminality and darkness, I'm going to leave 3 links for you in the description of the video for essays I wrote about Hecate. There's a ritual Hecate essay that I wrote to work with the dark moon, to work with the dark phase of any time in your life, the dark phase of the year on the way to winter solstice, every dark moon, however you want to work with it. It's very powerful. So the link will be there. And also, I have a free ritual guide for the secular soul that I'm going to leave a link for you in the description of the video as well, which I would love to offer you. It's a 36-page guide to creating your own rituals and deepening your connection to life this way. So all of that is in the description of the video. I can't wait to see you again next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and share it with your friend. Why not, right? Help them out, help me out. It'll be amazing. Thank you. Namaste.